Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Initiative Order and welcome to Vault. This is a Fallout TTRPG actual play set in the Texas Commonwealth in 2177, 100 years after the Great War. My name is April Hill. I am your overseer for this campaign. Before we get started tonight, let's introduce our players. Ash, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Utahime, cosplayer and streamer, gamer, overall lover of all things D&D and TTRPG related. You can find me at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, and Brianna DeCosta on Twitter. And tonight I am playing Ash, the Super Mutant Barbarian, ready to smash and bash some fools. Let's go.
Yes. All right, and we've got Sugar Cyrus.
Oh, hey, what do I say? It's Jay Casual Campbell. You can find me on all social media at casual_Campbell or on Twitch at just Casual Campbell, where I do creative stuff like tell stories, play games, and make sure everybody feels great because I aspire to inspire to the day I expire with no plans to retire. And I am Sugar Cyrus, the sweetest ghoul you'll ever know and a rock star across the land. Everybody finds a way to fall in love, and I'm just here to guide it along.
And we have a special guest with us tonight, Lizzie. Take it away.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me at the Lizzie LD on Instagram and Twitter. I'm so excited to play with you all tonight. You can find me on the next, at least one more Sunday over on Casual Campbell's channel playing Volcania with Miss Peggy Sue and Miss DM. And we also had Ash there yesterday, which was great. So, otherwise, stay tuned. More things may be coming in the future.
All right, and Peggy.
Well, howdy, y'all. Taryn Hackett, also known as Valrook on the socials, and you can catch me on the Instagram and sometimes Twitter, where I retweet but don't really tweet, at Valrook. I am a TTRPG streamer, general creative human, and a dice maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice. And if you want to follow that, go to UO_dice on the Instagram. I got a Ko-fi and dice sub stuffs. But tonight I'm playing Miss Peggy Sue Jaimes, and I'm just a bounty hunter looking for some caps. That's totally all that's going on, and that is the only thing I care about, and I definitely don't have ulterior motives or deep dark secrets.
Nothing at all. And Marcus Cole.
Hey, I am Justin, and I play the Slinger of Guns, Marcus Cole, who shows that only good things come to those who drink too much and take narcotics.
And take down secret traps.
That trap would have felled anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The mannequin trap, yep. All right, Tipper.
So hey everybody, I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me on socials, Alicia Marie Body. I'm a costume designer and just general creative maker type person. I'm constantly surrounded by crap, so you'll never see me on a stream without a green screen because behind me is piles of mess and naked mannequins. And I don't think I'm gonna need to see that. So, I love playing Vault. Fallout's a lot of fun. This crew is really crazy and they sort of just go with the flow, which is pretty much a good thing, given that we never know what's gonna happen in the wasteland. If you follow me on socials, you can find out all the amazing RPG stuff I'm up to because I'm always up to something, somewhere, whatever. Tonight I'm playing Tipper, the Synth Artificer, who's been recently upgraded by Miss Kaylee Fry. So they're going to hopefully bump back into Regamer Soup if we can do some more things tonight in the wasteland.
She can poop now.
You're
And
That's
welcome.
the most important takeaway from everything.
All right, and like I said before, my name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram and stiletto DM on Twitter. We will go ahead and jump into tonight's announcements with our sponsors. You can check out Session Zero clothing for D&D inspired streetwear and use the code ORDER at checkout for 15% off. We've also got amazing Norse Foundry that has artisan dice they're artisan dice makers, so you can use the code TIO15 at checkout for 15% off. Also, Roaming Player Gear, which make amazing tabletop gaming supplies by our own GotDM. You can use the code Carnaby20 for 20% off the Dice Tower Tray combo set. And last but not least, We've got Mithril Armory that makes 10 hedrils. They are foldable metal dice puzzles. They come in a flat sheet of metal that you fold into a usable dice. They have some beautiful designs by some amazing artists, and they just got finished with their Kickstarter, so they're going to be having some amazing new sets come out. So be sure to watch for that on their Instagram and all their socials. And they are also going to be our mid-show giveaway, so you can enter Saffron, Saffron, in the chat for your chance to win a set of these 10 hedrils.
Ooh.
So Saffron in the chat for a chance to win some of those. They're absolutely beautiful and so much fun to build and play with and challenge your friends. So without further ado, let's all get a little wasted.
Probably do it.
Welcome back. Also, if you like the show and you want to if you want to support the stream, you can donate bits, gift subs, do all that fun stuff to support the stream, to support the initiative order and all the streams that we do here. And if you would like to support the players and myself directly, you can visit our Ko-Fi and drop us some tips there, because we do take all the tips and we split them up amongst ourselves, and we really appreciate that. And for you all watching, so. All right, so last week on Vault, you all were camping out in a raider camp. You all had just cleared out. You were contemplating on waiting and seeing if perhaps Big John, the leader of this raider camp, would come back, or after running, or if you should just go ahead and head on back to Fort Stockton and try to find out some more information about what's really going on here. Melissa, a raider, had told you that Big John wasn't really into the raider life anymore, wanted to get out. He was butting heads with the leader of the Rattlesnake Gang. Did y'all believe him? But Pon did find Big John's journal when y'all had to bunker down in the camp for another night because a rad storm had just rolled in. So we did find Big John's journal. But before that, you ended up bringing one of the motorcycles that was taken down by Marcus when Big John and two of his raider friends tried to flee. You brought it back, contemplated siphoning the gas from it, thought better of it, and had some really good conversations about getting to know one another. Peggy and Marcus got a little bit drunk and ended up shooting a mannequin. Sugar was playing sweet music, entertaining little bopper. And you all turned in for the evening while Peggy and Marcus were upstairs. The rest of y'all were downstairs. And this is where we left off. So it is in the evening. Everybody's quieting down, getting ready for a rest. What are y'all doing?
Peggy definitely has passed out. I'm gonna say, like, with the cup in hand. There's probably still a little bit, but she's passed out. And I mean, I'm assuming they're still in the same place, probably cooped up under the table, and Peggy's feet are propped up on Marcus in some way, shape, or form. Like, she is just sitting there super comfy and happy with her feet, like, on it. I don't know if it's the back of his head or his face, but her feet are like...
It's his torso.
Her fingers going every time he breathes.
But yeah, she's just sitting there, hat over her face, just like... Yep.
Marcus will also be probably asleep. Hat over his face. Hands on boots, I guess.
Okay, Tipper's gonna be awake, and she's just looking at this motorbike because she's like has some ideas cooking about. I mean, she's an artificer, or whatever, so she can make things out of things, which is kind of great if you think about it. So she's just sort of looking at this motorcycle, like inspecting it, thinking about what she can possibly do with it in the future.
So Ash has been kind of a little bit more kind of anxious seeming, like she's kind of walking back and forth, and of course she usually does as far as like trying to do her normal watch, but she's seeming like something's on her mind, and she seems more, I mean, it looks pretty serious to begin with, but she looks like something is obviously weighing on her mind. And she basically goes into her bag and she grabs the bottle of the Viking beer that Sugar gave to her, and she's gonna go and try to find where Tipper's at.
And Sugar, were you
strumming lightly, softly?
the sound of the rhythm of the rhythm
It
of
is true.
Yep, just using the rain as my percussion backup to a rhythm.
I just
above you,
feel
you
like-
can hear snores.
Oh,
there's just,
I'll keep those in rhythm too.
and then there's just, I just picture like little Bopper and Lady Luck are just like jazz jamming, just like the whole time.
Mhm.
Just
That's all they do. Bopper's always like, "Eh," and Lady's like, I do enjoy this lightly. Never
I just can't
showing
wait
too much.
until Bopper joins the band. That's all I'm saying.
That's how you get a drummer. You raise them. You don't find them. You make them. You raise them.
Create them.
Ash, you see Tipper gazing out the window, watching the irradiated rain, just feet down lightly on the motorcycle that has two blown up tires, just kind of looking at it quizzically.
And Ash is going to approach where Tipper's kind of, posted up.
Ooh. Ash, I heard your footsteps. What are you doing awake? I thought you were taking watch.
Listen, I'm not good at this whole talking business, as you know. I hate it. But something you said earlier kind of stuck with me.
Something I said earlier stuck with you?
Yeah, listen, and you see her kind of gripping at the bottle, and she actually, like, where if there was something that was basically like the normal like top that you have to like usually take off with a bottle opener, she basically flicks it off with her thumb. And you see her kind of gripping it a little bit tighter. Is there any place, Overseer, that's more considered, like, that Ash would know to go to, that obviously wouldn't put Tipper in the rain because of obvious reasons, but also to, like, where there would be more privacy from the rest of the group?
So currently you have Sugar is in the same room with you. Sean and Hash Brown have fallen asleep with the journal in hand on the bunk bed. And so yeah, Marcus and Peggy are above you. There's an adjacent building that's just a short walk in the rain. I mean, you could run through it in like maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much like titanium, so I'm not tin or anything.
Listen, and then then Ash gets a little bit closer to Tipper. Let's have a talk, but just us, if you don't mind. And then Ash is gonna take off her jacket and then toss it over, instead, not even saying anything, just toss it over her body. And
over my body, over Tipper's body.
Yeah, okay. Basically, and then starts walking in the direction of the adjacent building.
Okay.
And basically start walking over to that area. And she's gonna wait until they're obviously away from the rest of the group.
Sugar is still awake. Do you say anything to him before you leave, or you just kind of take off?
You'll see Ash kind of like look in that direction and kind of like raise the bottle up like a cheers, but kind of awkwardly, because she doesn't normally do that, but she's trying to like acknowledge the fact that he gave her the beer.
And Sugar just nods, strums,
and then she looks away and then starts heading back towards that direction, where hopefully getting like kind of a faster pace, like just kind of walking really fast and hoping that Tipper keeps up.
Yeah, Tipper's like tripping, running after, sort of like putting on the heavy coat that Ash gave her, and was like, I think I kind of like this. She's thinking to herself, but she's following after Ash as fast as she can, wondering what's up. She's like, I hope she's okay, but she's noticed that Ash has been very preoccupied lately, but she thought it was just all the changes going on and all the weirdness happening, and also she remembers what Ash told her about her ex whatever. And she's expecting Ash to be a little preoccupied, but she didn't really know why.
So as you run across to the other building, you're splashing through mud and through puddles to get over there quickly, and you'll notice it doesn't seem to like short circuit you or anything for the brief moment that you were in the rain.
When you were talking about before, like how I would respond and how I would handle the situation with Lefty, or Malcolm, or whatever.
I don't want you to think that like I'm judging you or anything like that. I just wanted to be prepared for any eventuality in case it put you in a weird position if we had to attack him, how he would react.
Listen,
I just wanted to be prepared. That's all.
No, I know what you said. I don't know, and whatever. We've been through some shit, so I might as well. I might as well kind of tell you, because you keep on asking anyway. Listen, we're from the vault, okay? There's a vault back in Impact, Texas. That's where I'm from. But it wasn't just any vault. That place was hell. A living hellhole. Listen, they made us, okay? I still don't know. I don't know all the details of who was behind it. We were supposed to be some fucking super soldiers, some shit.
Wait, what? Ash, I'm so confused right now. You told me you're from a vault back in Texas. You said that somebody made you?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Listen.
I'm listening.
I don't talk to people, so this is not easy. But they were doing experiments to try to figure out what combination of beam could handle the FEV virus. So the reason why I hated those abominations I mean, you're not an abomination. Whatever.
Okay.
Because those fucking things raised us. We were raised by Mr. Handies and other AI. And day after day, we were put through these different trials. We were treated like freaking lab rats for physical stamina, checking our mental status, whatever. For some plan of theirs, I don't know, but we found that out. But yeah, that's how I grew up. So yeah, that's what I meant by I didn't grow up with a family. I don't know what it's meant as far as mother, father, brothers. Like, I don't know what that is. All I know is that we were treated like lab rats every day in and day out. We had to follow their rules. They separated us into different groups. I think it was based on age or type. I'm not quite sure. But I would see the things that they would put the others through. There were a lot who didn't make it. I just so happened to be, I guess, one of the lucky ones, if you can call it that. But Lefty, he was in my group. He was one of the ones that, I mean, I guess if you want to talk about family or a semblance thereof, he was the closest thing. Him, and there was another person, Pinhead. It was us. We were tired of being treated that way, of being sticked, prodded, ran around, them getting inside of our heads. We wanted out, even if that meant that we might not live the next day. We just wanted out, okay?
That makes sense. I mean, I always knew you were stronger than everybody, and you kind of have a different, I mean, now that I've met Sugar, I kind of don't know what anybody's supposed to look like anymore, but like, I noticed that your skin wasn't exactly this similar, but are you saying that you're not truly human, first of all? I mean, I have lots of questions, but.
Do I look like a normal human to you? And then basically Ash in that moment is like also too kind of flexing different parts of her body, like where it's just obviously just like, she's just crazy stacked. So basically like.
Brick house.
Yeah.
It does make sense. But so you're saying you were raised by robots that mistreated you and used you for
if that's what you call raised, being tortured pretty much every day. Sure.
So Lefty was some like a brother or a family member to you in this vault. And
I mean, that's the closest thing. I mean, they separated us into different groups, subject groups probably, to see who could withstand the torture.
And they taught you how to fight and not have feelings, right?
They were, again, all I know is that we concocted this dumbass plan we thought would work. We were trying to grab anything we could as far as if it was scalpels, whatever. We got a hold of some stuff. We snuck out some paperwork. That's when we found out about this super soldier project, something that it didn't make sense.
Super soldier project?
I don't know. It was gibberish. I mean, I don't know that stuff. I don't know, but all I know is that they were talking about trying to see if certain breeds could handle this virus, and also to have accelerated abilities and healing and other things. whatever. We
Superhumans.
wanted, again, we were done. We didn't ask to be made. We didn't have a choice, but we wanted the one choice that we made to be free, to finally be free. So we decided, we made this stupid plan, but it went wrong. And we had to run for our lives, okay? And in the process, and then during that, she downed some of the beer to try to get the rest out. She's pacing and looking unsure. We got split up. We couldn't take everybody with us. We had to just take the strongest, and it was our group, because our group had been there the longest. And I didn't, there was a part of me that told me to go back and to check and to try to help them, and but I kept running. I kept running. I ran like hell. I didn't look back. But something told me that it wasn't right, that I should have went back, but I didn't. Ran like a goddamn coward.
Tipper leans forward, and first she takes the drink from Ash and does this and hands it back to Ash. And it's like, so you're telling me that you and Lefty, you guys managed to escape your prison. You managed to get out of there. Or you don't know, if you didn't know until now that he managed to get out.
I didn't know. It was like 10 of us, I think. It's kind of a blur that was able to sort of make it out. But the amount of radiation in that area, even someone like me, I was on the verge of death. I almost died trying to get out. So I just figured, I hoped that they would make it out too, but we were being chased by those things. They were shooting at us. I thought, after all the stuff that they put us through,
You were
there's no way
their
they could've
product.
made it
They weren't
out.
gonna let you leave. But Ash, one thing I wanted to tell you that you said, you are not a coward. You are not. You actually managed to get out of a situation that I don't know I would have the mental strength to do, because I think you instinctively knew that if you guys got out of there, they weren't gonna let their project or their secret project get out into the world. You knew
I was
that-
a coward
that they were
though.
gonna-
Lefty wouldn't have been with that woman if it wasn't
Yeah.
for the fact that I left. I ran.
You
I
had
didn't
to
even
run to
try.
save your life. How did you get into fighting to survive? And how do you know that someone's not looking for you, Ash?
I don't.
I mean, I'm sure they know what's escaped and is out here in the world with a lot more information that they probably want out in the world. I don't know, I'm just thinking, as someone who kind of has to live hidden, it sounds like you have a similar predicament, if not one that's a little worse, because you can't really hide what you are.
I don't know. All I know is after I ran and to the point where I couldn't run anymore, my whole body was shutting down. Something saved me. I don't even remember. I remember a person. He had some markings on his face. He took care of me. I was able to, thanks to his help, to make it to Lubbock.
And we found you after you had been fighting to basically make enough money to feed yourself and stuff. That's when we found you, right?
Yeah, when I went to Lubbock, That was when I met Danny,
Okay.
and Danny saw me, and I was, yeah, let's just say I wasn't looking too hot, and he saw me and was like, "Oh man, you're built like a tank. Can you imagine how much damage you do if we put you in a cage?" I was like, "Dude, what are you talking about? You told me about the fights, and it was a way to survive. So I did what I had to do."
And that is the mark of someone who has internal strength. You have to, sometimes we have to make, out here, we have to make the decisions that aren't always the ones that are going to sit well with us or the ones that are easy to make. And you had to make the decision to save your life. And I know that feels weird and it feels icky, but you really did make a very difficult decision and a lot of people couldn't make. And you did it all by yourself. You were all by yourself out here. That takes strength. Although this story does give a little insight as to why you're been such a hard shell to crack for all of us.
This is weird. And she takes another swig of her beer.
So you have no idea.
More than anybody has known.
I won't.
But
okay.
You talk about this strength.
Yeah.
That I don't. But it's weakness. Weakness that I couldn't do anything. That it took that long to get out of there, to try to come up with a plan to get everyone out, and we didn't even make it out. I don't even know how many of us made it out safe. I thought he was dead. So to see someone you thought was dead who's still alive and trying to process that when you've been dealing and trying to bury all of it, and you see where Ash starts again doing her normal, where she's digging into her gloves tightly, and you see where her eyes are darting, and she's thinking and trying to come up with the right words to say.
I didn't know you were holding on to this whole time. And then seeing
you can't show that out in the wasteland. Any weakness and you're dead.
Yeah.
You have to be the strongest, not the weakest, or they'll eat you alive.
The fact that you're standing here in front of me tells me all I need to know. The fact that you actually, I mean, I don't know how many super soldiers they were putting together in this vault, but the fact that you and whomever else came up with a plan to get out. Think about how many people, how many of your type wouldn't even have been able to think of that or have the courage to break away, because it's not just a physical thing, it's being able to break away here. And the fact that you're able to do that, I'm very impressed. Although I understand how it feels having to leave, but you did what you had to do. And the fact that you survived and you're standing here and it means a lot more than you probably can process right now. And I think seeing Lefty probably brought a lot of those feelings back for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the reason why I was having those dreams, and just having to fight that thing, and finding out that you were one of them. It was just a lot to process, because how can you not hate the thing that puts you through hell every single day? They don't have a soul. They don't think about how much they're hurting. Some of those subjects were only 3 years old. Sometimes even smaller. I would see that. I would walk past that. What they were doing.
They were trying actively to create superhumans that weren't robotic, basically.
Listen, all I know is that I ran, and instead of trying to get to the bottom and figure out who did all this, put us through this, I didn't do it because I was weak.
No, you're not weak at all.
Notes about a master. I don't even know what that means. I don't know. I don't know. It was from my memory. I wasn't able to grab anything. I don't know if Lefty did. But again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I let him down.
There could be like a whole thing as to why you were able to escape, because it becomes like your destiny to find out the answers now that you have the means and the way to do it, because then you didn't. But now you have a better understanding of the system that was surrounding, and now that you're outside, you can see what was going on there. And maybe in all of this, we can figure out what was going on, and if it's still going on, put a stop to it. But at the very least, find out what was happening to you and to your people, if you want to call it that. But I just don't like the fact that you're sitting there thinking you're weak. You had the courage to survive, knowing that there was a gun at your back all the time. That's not easy at all.
Ash, at hearing that, Tipper will see visual kind of a milkiness that happens over Ash's eyes, and even without Ash thinking, there's the milky substance that is basically the equivalent of her tears that falls down her face, and she tries to wipe it, and then she kind of turns away for a second. Well, now you know.
I'm happy that you talked to me. I knew there was a reason why you didn't like robots. For some reason, I thought it was just because fighting and the world that you lived in for fighting, but this puts it all in perspective. And to be honest with you, I think we're all sort of orphans in this group a little bit. So, and we all have this purpose we had to fulfill. And I think that for you, I think you have to, because I think in finding out your story, you'll see that you weren't a coward at all in doing what you had to do. I think there are some answers in Lefty. So maybe we should tell Peggy not to shoot him as soon as we see him.
I feel like he deserves a chance. I think that this woman took advantage of the fact that we were running away. We didn't have anything. We left with just what was on our backs. We were trying to survive any way possible, and she took advantage of that because she saw someone like me who was stronger than she was, who could obviously, I don't know what she's using him for, but she's obviously using him. So no, I don't want to fight him. I don't want him to die, because I feel like I deserve that fate, not him.
No, I think he's also a major, I guess, answer to a lot of puzzles I think you still have surrounding your life and what happened when you left Vault. This is not going to sound popular, but I think, if you don't want to tell the group the entire story, I do think you should let them in on a little bit of why you don't want Lefty to, because, this group goes in guns a-blazing. And if Lefty looks at Marcus or Peggy cross-eyed, it can put you in a situation where you're going to throw yourself in front of Lefty, and I can't let you do that. So maybe we'll just talk to them and see a little bit. Let you talk.
Over the sound of the rain, you can hear a radio click on, and you can hear Pawn's nightly ritual of listening to his astoundingly awesome tales from the far beyond radio station. But you can just barely hear it over the rain, but don't really hear anything else.
Peggy hears that and her foot like twitches. Absolutely twitches. It's like, ah, and then she just goes back to sleep.
Others were very stealthy.
I'll think about it.
Finish that. If you're not going to finish it, I'll take the rest. But unless
And
you
then
wanna finish
Ash basically snatches it and she downs the rest without even like just like straight up just shot. Even though it's not even a shot size that's left, she's just guzzling this thing down. And then
Probably need it.
then she throws the bottle against the wall.
Maybe next one.
At what point, Sugar, did you stop playing and start eavesdropping, unbeknownst, because of your high agility and stealth check?
What?
Oh, yeah, probably only a few moments after they went outside. Lady would check, let me know that they no longer were outside, and then right after that.
So you pretty much heard this entire conversation, and they have no idea. He got 3 successes on his agility and sneak, so pretty
Is there
sure.
action points for that?
I don't need action points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then once the conversation has died down, Sugar will go for a walk a bit towards the other parts of the area, that third building, and then start making the way back after knowing that Ash was walking back to wherever they're sleeping.
All right. So you all finish taking your watches. The rain stops in the middle of the night during one of the watches, and all seems very calm. You don't hear any animals, any people outside of this compound. It just seems very calm and still until the morning comes, and it's a beautiful sunrise. It's almost as if that rad storm had never been there.
Peggy will probably wake up before Marcus, see what's left in the bottle.
Yeah, it's got maybe a couple of swallows left in it. Not much. All polished off.
I assume that Marcus is probably holding it, so she just takes the drink of the rest of it and then slides it back into his arm, and then exits. Goes downstairs basically expecting Sugar to be awake already.
Yeah, with the sunrise, Sugar's up and
Yeah.
tuning the guitar to a new rhythm.
Peggy's definitely a little bit hungover, which is why she took that drink. And she's just basically gonna go over, just sit next to Sugar, just per the usual morning routine, pull out a cigarette, pull out her lighter that has the bee on it, and starts just slow drag and like scritching on Bopper.
Good morning.
Morning.
You had quite the festive night.
Yeah, well, you know, I had to get ready for this travel. I think I might be going to kill somebody.
Yeah, as long as you're doing it for the right purpose, lest you be killing your own soul.
No, I think this is about the right one. You know, when I left home, I promised that I wasn't going to come back to be with my family till I'd cleaned up this shithole. So I started with killing raiders, thieves. And I found out I might have been helping one that is making everything a lot worse. Like I said, I made a promise. I'm not real happy about that one.
All we can do is make our way forward and make best of what we can. That's what life gives us.
Can you make me a promise?
I definitely can do my best.
Can you make me a promise?
I can always say I'll do my best to do what you wish and promise to move forward with the best of my abilities.
If stuff goes down, I need you to get Bopper and yourself and that sweet Tipper. And goddamn it, if you can get Ash and Marcus out of here. I don't know, Ash might be up in it with me. But don't let anything happen to them if you can help it.
I think I can do that, but then you have to promise me something.
And what's that, Sugar Bear?
Learn to take care of yourself, too.
I have every intention of taking care of myself.
Oh, sweetie, I know you can handle yourself in a fight. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'll think about it.
Well, let me know when you decide, and I'll let you know when I agree to your promise, too.
Well, ain't that some shit? That doesn't... Alright, now that dog don't hunt. That's not fair.
If you want to make sure that other people are okay, I think the first thing is should be making sure you're in a good place.
I promise I'll try. How about that?
I promise I'll do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, for the first time in like ever, was not one of the first people up. Is still technically asleep
Interesting.
and not really moving much.
Pond has already gotten up and is running around the
Yeah.
compound.
I was about to say, Peggy's watching Pond run back and forth, like with the shirt off. She's just kind of like...
Well, I believe it's time. And then Sugar will put the guitar in the guitar case, seal it up, put on the latch and the lock.
Hands Bopper to Sugar after just like giving him little face loves.
And we'll put on the harness. Lady, you check on Marcus. And I'm assuming that is Tipper up yet?
Yep, Tipper's actually, after the conversation with Ash, she's sort of just thinking, like, because there's now realizing there are so many similarities between her and Ash, that and the fact that they're not really human. I mean, she thought Ash was superhuman, but she didn't realize that she really was superhuman. And she just sort of, she's a little worried now because Ash, she always viewed as this machine who was like infallible, but seeing a very human side to Ash just makes her worried for what could happen in Stockton. So she's just sort of looking at the motorcycle, taking things off and staring at them while thinking.
Out of curiosity, did Ash sleep anywhere different than normal or in with the rest of us in the building?
And did you take it away or did y'all come back?
No, we came back.
Came right back to the camp.
But she would have found like kind of a corner that was kind of still slightly away from the group. And
She's
kind of
vulnerable.
just like, yeah, just where she does her normal, like whenever something that kind of shows that vulnerability, she usually is embarrassed. So she separates herself to a certain degree. So it would still be a little bit further away, but still kind of in the same building. Yeah.
So Sugar will be grabbing 2 items out of the guitar case and then heading over to where Ash is and crouched a little bit away. Morning. Hey, sleepyhead. Ash, wake up. Said good morning to you.
What?
I believe it's time to go. The sun is up and you should know we're ready to hit the road, my friend.
And you see where basically Ash rolls over and she just has this like almost like semi-death glare.
And when you'll see like Sugar is kind of squatted and got in one hand a bottle of water Another hand, a bottle of Viking beer. Well, which one's gonna get you to get up?
And Ash grabs the Viking beer and then puts it in her bag.
Well, you took it, which means now you gotta get up.
Fine. We need to get going anyway.
That we do. And I know you're not one to talk about it, but how you doing?
I'm fine.
Do you mean it?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Well, if you say so, just trying to make sure to look out for a friend, and we'll get up and just walk away.
And then you hear, thank you, like underneath the breath.
And Sugar does not make an actual acknowledgement, just kind of keeps going.
And
Peggy
she
will be
grabs her
following
staff.
Lady, by the way. Just so you
Oh,
know.
yeah. And Lady is getting onto Marcus. Has been instructed to jump on Marcus.
Yeah, and so Peggy is going with her. Peggy is following, just real nonchalant, kind of swaying a little bit, just real happy following because she knows what's coming. She goes, stands in the doorway, leaning on it, and is just waiting for Lady to jump on Marcus.
And Lady pounce.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Lady's a graceful pounce, if you will.
Sure. Marcus is used to waking up with objects or creatures hitting him, so he's not too shocked. He probably should be. You guys are making him very susceptible to sneak attacks, but he will gradually wake up with a semi-large dog on his
Alright.
vest.
And Lady has this vest with pockets and like maneuvers to push. There's a there's a bottle of water that she hands over.
Marcus is very appreciative of this, and will drink that thing down, and then he'll reach for his other bottle
It is
and
empty.
be somewhat depressed immediately.
Sorry about that. Had to. No pun intended, but I had to have a hair to the dog, or
No, that's fine. That's fine. I always keep one in reserve though. And he'll pull out his unfortunately his last bottle and fill up a water bottle full of that, and
Peggy reaches down for the glass that's on the ground.
more.
And you'll both.
Excuse me,
my.
more.
I will pour you a shot's worth.
And Lady will
Thank you.
prance away.
You good
Mark-
girl.
Marcus
Did
will.
her duty.
Yep.
Marcus will also now check his gun to make sure he did not take bullets out of it last night.
You will
Smart.
notice that there are some bullets missing.
Oh, that's right. He shot shit. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
If you remember your soiree the night before,
Sure.
then you would know where those bullets went. But if you don't remember,
He'll take the spent cartridges out and put in new ones, and look over at the mannequin and just like. stare.
Ready to hit the road?
Yes, I am. Is breakfast on?
I don't think. I have no idea. I sure hope Tipper made something. If not, we're just gonna have to eat us some squirrel and get on the road. We need to get over there, and you know it.
No,
You guys look over. What'd you say? Go ahead.
It's a day and a half or 2 day trip.
2 days.
Oh shit. Yeah, Marcus is not looking forward to 2 days fucking trip.
Better take it easy on your water there, Marcus.
I hope. Well, hopefully Tipper managed to get that bike running. I could just ride on that.
You guys hear screaming all of a sudden, and you see Tipper running away from Bopper, who's like flying after her, like running after her, like trying to play this. She's like, ah! Running away from Bopper.
Look at him go. He's getting so quick, y'all. Look at his little legs.
I don't think that's a good thing.
He just wants hugs. Bopper, get your little and then Peggy is just coming up and she's like hands him just some of the like fingers she's had laying around and she's like, look at him, he's so cute. Here, look, Tipper, give him love. And she's like holding him up and he's
adorable kid. It's great. He's great right there. He's perfect right there.
look at his little horns growing in. Aren't they cute?
Adorable. I think he sees me as a toy. I think he can tell I'm not.
Well, here's the thing. He's a lot like me. If he tries to mess with you and you react, he thinks it's a game. And so now it's fun. Whereas if you don't act scared, Then he's like, oh, you got to show dominance a little bit. But now that you run, he thinks it's a game.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that next time. And Dipper takes off toward the back where she was.
Yep. And Sugar will strap her guitar, take Bopper, create the harness, and then Sugar will start walking.
Yep. And Peggy's going to fall in line
All right.
as we trek our way back.
All right. So after a while, you do have to slosh through the mud and muck and the aftermath of this radiation storm. There's a couple pools of water that are built up here and there on your way. But eventually, after when you get about a day's, probably in the evening time, you start to see that the ground is getting a little bit firmer. There's not so much mud anymore, so you're able to find a decent place to camp for the evening and set out again in the morning. Upon arriving, and then you do camp outside Fort Stockton. You have just a couple more hours to go, so you decide to take camp just right outside. So you will be arriving in Fort Stockton, or at least outside of Fort Stockton, probably about 10 a.m. 10 a.m. the next after 2 days of travel.
So let me go ahead and throw this out there. Ash, you and I are heading in to talk to that stupid wench. Correct?
Yeah.
Check on your friend.
And confirming we're right outside Stockton at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have not entered into town yet. You are currently, you see, it's just out in the distance.
Okay. So we're gonna go talk to your friend.
Yeah.
Because we were hoping that he might lend a hand or at least have some information. Because you trust him. That's enough for me, and we'll just lay off. Saffron, she crosses a single line, and I'm probably gonna shoot her in the face. But I'll try not to. We got stuff we gotta sail though first. So
Let's
here's
take
my
care of that
idea.
first.
Well, here's my idea. Is there any way, Sugar, why do you have to start fires every time you go somewhere? Is there any way we can send somebody in to sail the stuff and get supplies? Because chances are we're not coming back to Stockton after today for a little bit. So we need, let's two-part. I know Peter over here and is hiding out with Hash Brown. He's not coming in.
Yeah,
I know that.
You'll see. So Pawn will be like, yeah, after last time we were here, I'm just gonna wait outside, and I'll, like do caca if like anybody's like coming into town that y'all wouldn't like to want to like deal with. But I'm gonna stay back.
Well, and I'll check the board for you, and I'll see if your rank's gone up for you, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
But if somebody would mind going and selling that equipment, what was that robot lady? She's the one that we sold it all to.
Kaylee.
Sure, the one that Sugar was trying to get sweet on. No pun intended. If we could do this in a two-parter and get real quick. No? Nobody?
Yeah. That sounds like a plan.
It's a good idea. I just, like I said, I don't think I want to go into town quite yet.
Cover your ugly mug then, boy. Ain't nobody looking at you.
I'm not worried about them seeing me.
Are you saying Sugar's ugly? No, that's just wrong.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
He's saying that if he sees Saffron, he's definitely going to put at least one bullet in there, if not every bullet he's got in his pocket.
Sugar doesn't just have a mouth; he has ears.
And they're all good for many things.
And I was trying to make a joke. Now, so you're telling me you don't want to go in because you're going to shoot that wench in the face? You know she's distracted right now.
I know myself well enough to know what would happen, and I would like to be able to have a conversation to find out if any of this is true. And I think that would not happen if I went into town right now. But I think Ash talking to her friend might give us some information to then go on.
But listen, all I know, I don't care what you do to that. Whatever.
You can say it, honey. I'm listening.
Just leave Lefty to me.
Fine with me.
I have something really quick, you guys. And Tipper sort of stands up because she's obsessed with the motorcycle now. So if she's not listening to a conversation or in a conversation, she's fiddling with something, taking something off it. If Ash's friend is really attached to this woman, we have to be careful with what we do to her because he may try to protect her. And then Tipper looks over at Ash.
And Ash
then
definitely is looking like kind of like off in the distance, kind of, you know, where obviously there's again a lot on her mind and she's kind of darting her eyes again in various places.
I see where you're going.
Like, yeah, Ash will be, well,
Gotcha.
I mean, if Lefty tries to protect Saffron, it puts us in a weird position.
Well, I think that's the whole point of having Ash go in and talk to him first. It's a friend of Ash's, so we don't want to harm him.
It's a good idea.
So
And if
we
I
can
have to pull
suss
a
out
bullet,
where his head's at and then go from there.
yeah, and if I have to put a bullet into that stupid woman from a long distance, I can do that too.
Well, Peggy,
If I may make a point,
I prefer
She's a good
if
shot.
we have a conversation with her first. There are things that I'd like to know.
I agree. I have plenty of answers myself that I am seeking. I'm just telling you. So
Can
we
you-
take it
can
one step
you-
at a time. We'll go
Can
do
you
supplies
Can you
first.
control yourself? That's now my question.
Coming up from behind you while you all are conversing and plotting and facing the direction of Fort Stockton, you hear a familiar voice for some of you, for most of you, from behind, coming from where y'all just came from, as Kaylee is approaching from another scrap expedition, as she often does.
Who was on fucking watch?
I don't. Well,
When
We
they-
failed perception checks.
God damn it!
She's just walking up like,
Yeah, we're ready. We're real ready for this.
Yeah.
that one. She's the one that we bought stuff, did the thing. That one.
She's the one who taught Tipper how to poop.
Yep.
What?
Pretty
Hot
much.
is an interesting word for it, but it's so good to see you. How's it working? Is it working good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting to eat and stuff, and so I really appreciate it. I'm getting used to it. I think at some point, can we improve my taste buds, or is it just certain things taste really bad?
Some things just taste really bad, and that's, it's important that you know that.
Okay.
Because
I know that my cooking doesn't taste as bad as it tastes, so I'd like to fix that if I could.
It's clearly a problem with the programming. We gotta get that corrected.
We're working on it. I've got some spices. and
Does
we're
that
learning.
seem right to the rest of you? Does that seem right to the rest of you?
Yes. She just
the
new
food
spices-
definitely
new
it
spices she's
works.
trying out.
A particular palette would be utilized for the food.
Yeah, she got the bubble guts a couple times, so I think that can answer that question for you.
It's gassy, honey.
Got it.
What are you doing out here?
Well, I'm getting scrap, just like I did last time. It was when I met you guys the first time, or well, some of you. Yeah, remember when we fought those horrible ghouls? Man, ghouls are the worst.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Sugar does like a shrug, like
Well,
So,
sugar. is a
actually,
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know. Really
other
good.
goals.
no, it. Nobody really knows unless you get that close to sugar, so it's fair.
Well, actually, Kaylee, now that you're here and outside of town, I think there is a question we have for you.
Yeah, sure.
Surrounding Saffron.
Oh,
Uh,
all right.
I'm not sure how to put it, but has she, since she's taken over, has she been acting strange, or has she done anything or said anything that's a little counterintuitive to the Rangers?
She two-faced as hell.
That's another way to put it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really in the Rangers, but
No, but you live there. You see her on a daily
well,
basis.
Is there anything?
It's underlined.
Oh, it's underlined.
Oh, it's underlined.
Oh, it's underlined. Okay.
Underlined, two-faced,
know, she leads the gang the way most gang leaders would. Like,
Not a gang. It is not a gang.
I thought we weren't a gang.
Well,
but
I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. She's like got an iron fist sort of thing. Like, I mean, everyone's like, I think, pretty afraid of her. And like,
Well, that's weird.
you're not loyal to her, then.
So they follow her more out of fear than any loyalty.
Yeah. I mean,
I like that.
how
That makes me real
long?
happy.
How long has she had Malcolm with her?
oh, I don't know, like 5 years, I think.
Does he ever appear afraid of her?
Oh, gee. I mean, he's like a right-hand man, but I don't know. I kind of steer clear. They're almost never apart.
Figured as much.
Doesn't really seem like a happy kind of person.
Well,
Never spoken to
sounds-
me on one-on-one, so I really don't know what it's like.
Got a plan.
that's not a good thing.
Well, I can go talk to Saffron, go let her know about big pain in my ass Johnson. And maybe while I'm talking to Saffron, maybe we can get Malcolm separated enough that Ash can talk to him. And I will just look like I'm simply turning in some news about a bad bounty.
And not shooting her, right? That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna shoot her. Not yet. I ain't that dumb. Just because I got a hick accent does not mean I'm stupid, sugar.
I ain't saying
Marcus- does
stupid, but I'm
Marcus-
saying you
Marcus-
definitely drink too much
Peggy-
sometimes.
I don't think Justin does.
You
Well-
want to talk to Malcolm alone? That's your goal?
Is that
Yeah.
something? Can you help? I mean, is that something that you? Does he ever come into the shop?
I mean, does he?
Yeah, he would. I mean, being her right hand man, he is certainly not the deputy of the Desert Rangers. That would be River, but he is basically her muscle, her right hand man, or left hand man, as it were.
He's her
So
boss.
yeah, no, he would come in and collect rent for the town, your dues and whatnot for protection. So yeah, you would know him.
Yeah,
Maybe just
like not
casual,
very.
open
Yeah,
person.
not
He's-
very talkative.
Yeah.
What is it conveniently about rent time?
It's coming up. That's probably why you're out scrapping, getting more supplies to resupply up.
If I may ask you, Kaylee,
Mhm.
how much do you know about River, the what I believe the deputy? Do you know her and Saffron get along well?
Oh, and I like look around at all of you, and I'm like, no. I mean, River doesn't try to stir the pot, but I know she really, really wants to. She
Now-
she really doesn't like Saffron.
Do you
Can
trust
I do
River?
that?
Do I trust River?
Yeah. Do you like River?
I do like River. Yeah,
Most people do, right?
yeah.
Well, it sounds like the music has just started playing, and I've got a song to finish. And Sugar's going to start walking towards Fort Stockton.
Wait,
There you go,
are you sure you
Shug.
don't? That's if I'm following your logical conclusions there, that's several steps.
Well, it's
Hey, I
time for
got
the
a plan. Let's
crescendo.
go. Come on,
Come on.
Ash.
Is it?
Come on, kid.
Hey,
We also got some stuff to
Marcus and
sell.
Tipper, do y'all
You're
mind
right, I don't
selling
wanna know.
that bag of stuff? Let's go, Ash.
Yeah. let's go.
Happily, prancing, like just prancing her happy ass into town. She is humming You are my sunshine the whole time she's doing it in a happy key.
And Ash is definitely the opposite. So like looking totally like just gloom and doom behind, but keeping pace with the skipping, because I mean obviously her legs are way longer than Peggy's. So even with the skipping, she's able to keep up.
So one person said, "Here comes the sunshine." The other one says, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Right? Is that what I'm getting here?
That is
Okay.
it.
Marcus will quickly run to catch up to Ash to get the stuff to sell because I think she was carrying it.
And then Ash, because she was distracted. Oh, yeah. And then
Uh,
we'll literally hand him, not even thinking, just hand him the bag.
Sure.
Just, it's full weight.
Yeah.
And just
fantastic. Marcus will try not to fall to the ground. I don't know if he does, but he'll try to hold that weight.
Kaylee like sidles up and she's like, "So you think
But
for me?"
As we all know, Marcus is pretty strong, so I think he can probably handle it.
What is Marcus's strength, out of curiosity?
If you wanted to put it like on a 10-point scale,
Yeah.
it'd be like right in the middle.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad. Darn it, he's stronger than Peggy. Okay, we're good. I just want. There's a little part of me that was like, no.
Right as y'all are walking, Pon kind of like catches Kaylee's eye, and he's like, "I'll call you." And then, even though there are like no phones, it'll be like, "I'll call you." He just kind of waves and continues throwing a stick for Hash Brown.
But then Marcus says a relatively quick thought as we're heading into town. If we're going to sell this scrap, then we would sell it to Kaylee, and she's waiting for Malcolm to come pick up the rent, and that's what Ash needs to do. Why don't we wait 5 minutes, have Peggy go in alone, separate Saffron, and then go in? That way we avoid any unnecessary conflict.
Better catch up to me. I can't hear what you're saying.
You don't need to. I'm talking to the people that are...
Because I stopped. Ash did stop.
Oh, okay.
Because of the fact that
Sugar
she had
did
to
not.
give the bag.
Yeah. I was wait 5 minutes, assuming we don't hear any gunshots or fires being set off. And then we go to Kaylee's shop, and that'll give Peggy enough time to separate Malcolm.
And then Ash picks up the bag and is like,
"Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's the main
and then
thing."
said, "You really didn't want to carry this, did you?"
Really, I didn't. It's very heavy. I'm not sure how you're carrying this so long. How did Tipper carry a fucking motorcycle from...
Surprisingly, she's strong. Very strong.
Y'all were able to find tires. Y'all did find tires, and you were able to change those out that morning. So,
but she's still able to like push it.
Strong.
She's strong. Yeah.
I think
You put it in neutral and drag it.
I think Marcus would have probably done that thing while she was dragging it.
I don't know. Never mind.
She puts it on her shoulder and carries it like this.
That's what I was thinking.
Peggy is going to march her happy ass straight to Saffron's.
Okay. And the rest of you are going
to Kaylee's shop. Well, I think Sugar's going somewhere else, but me, Marcus, and Tipper are going to Kaylee's shop.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so,
5
yeah.
minutes delay. 5 minutes delayed.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Kaylee go
really
into
good
the shop
idea.
first, and then y'all are going to go in after.
Yeah.
Sugar, where are you going?
I gotta speak with Navarre because I gotta find somebody. Unless I see River on my way. If I see River, I'm gonna stop to talk to River. Otherwise, I'm going to Navarre first.
Okay. All right. And then Peggy is going to see Saffron.
Yep.
Fantastic.
All alone.
All
With
alone.
grenades.
Yep. All right. So we will start off with Kaylee. So you do have quite a big haul of scrap in your bag. You've got different parts and whatnot. You are trying to complete your synth and get them fully operational and online, as well as scrapped to make mods and whatnot and weapons and such for your shop. And you would see Lefty, aka Malcolm, making his rounds to the various shops in town and establishments in town to collect rent as you come into your shop. And after some time, he does come in to your shop. Where all would you be waiting or hiding? Are you in town?
Most of us?
Marcus and Tipper.
We would have followed Kaylee back to her shop, I'm thinking.
Yeah. And Marcus would have offered Ash to take that weight for Kaylee if she needed it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So y'all went in with her then. Y'all are there in with her?
Yeah.
And I would have assisted, obviously,
Yeah.
Kaylee with carrying whatever she needed to have carried as well.
Okay.
Looking for a discount, I see.
Yeah. Y'all enter the shop, and he does eventually make his way around. And he walks in. He is alone. And the shop's not that big. But he walks in and he kind of looks around. What's going on? What are you?
We're just doing business.
Yeah. Me too. I'm here to collect the rent.
Since when do the Rangers collect rent?
It costs funds for ammunition and armory and whatnot, and protection ain't free. So I just enforce it. I'm not the brains behind the operation. I just do what I'm told, collect the money.
Sure. Well, things definitely have changed.
Yeah.
Ash?
Yeah, so I had asked before if you had some time to just catch up real quick.
He
I'm
kind of
counting the caps right now, and she's counting them very slowly.
One. Oh, I dropped them.
He closes the door behind him. Yeah. You want to talk in front of all these people?
Kaylee, do you mind if we go around back just for a little bit?
Yeah, you can use my back room. I'll just be counting here. Just a minute. And then she thinks about the synth that's in the back room and just starts hastily throwing things over it. And then she pushes back the curtain. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. And then Ash will wait to see if he goes, and then she will follow.
He walks in, looks around. I ain't never been back here before.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway, listen, I don't know what's going on, but that lady's bad news, and we should know.
What are you talking about? What lady? Who's bad?
Saffron. You know what I mean. Since when are you anyone's lackey? We had different things we were gonna try to do when we got out.
I know. She found me half dead. People she was with, they were ready to kill me, let me die. Something. She said no. She had them help me, escort me back, helped me get back on my feet, healed me, gave me a place to work, different purpose, helping people, I guess. Yeah,
It doesn't seem like it's helping anyone but herself.
I mean, the Desert Rangers, they're out here. We're kind of like the structure, the people that do right, make sure other people do right. But I don't know. I'm just trying to survive. She's giving me a job, a place to stay. purpose. I try not to question it.
I mean, listen, I'm in no place to try to lecture you or tell you what to do, because I still carry the weight of having ran and not tried to at least see if you had made it out and didn't get caught by those things. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. I really am. I didn't expect for things to go down like that.
Me either. There are people. I mean, at least you got out. I don't know if anybody else did. When we all decide to separate, try to break up the target. Run our separate ways, so they couldn't take us all out. I saw a couple people go down.
Was Pinhead one of them?
I don't know. I didn't. I can't be sure. I was just focused on running. I was running, trying to get out of there, and I almost didn't make it. It wasn't because of the bullets. It wasn't because of them. Just my lungs were filling with this acid, and my skin was burning. And
yeah, I know. I
was
was going through that
blacked out.
too. Yeah. Listen, I know what it feels like when you feel like you owe a debt and it has to be paid. But this is, from what I'm hearing and information we're gathering, she's not helping anybody, man. You're getting mixed up in some crazy stuff, man. I don't want to see you go down with her.
She's really all I got now. I've been with her for so.
No. That's what I used to think too. I used to think, well, it's just, you gotta not be weak. You gotta be as strong as you can be in order to survive, or else you get basically eaten alive by the wasteland. But, I mean, there's people out there, they kind of been changing my mind about some things. Just don't tell them that. But, listen, there's other options. You can come with us. You don't have to be stuck here doing her bidding. It's gonna be that same cycle again. The rules, you remember those? Hell, I created my own rules for a while. I didn't realize it, but it really messed my head up, man.
Yeah, me too. Are y'all listening?
We're not talking loud per se, so like Ash is not yelling. So just a heads up.
Marcus and Tipper have got popcorn and they're just like their shoes up this curtain.
I can't control that.
I'm kidding. We're not sugar.
Yeah,
that curtain. It is a curtain.
It's not just her. I've made friends with some of the others. There are
they all
people.
Support her though? Are they all okay with how things are being run around here?
They don't talk much around me, but I've heard the rumors. I've heard the whispers. They're not all in it for themselves. Some people actually really want to do good and help people. And that's why I stick around. I want to be a part of something greater. I want to put, and he kind of like looks down and gestures to himself and then to his left arm. I want to make use of whatever the hell I am and help people. And maybe one day I can go back and I can try to get the rest of those kids out, the kids that we left behind. Maybe I can figure out a way to get back there, but I've tried to go back on scouting missions that were on the way to radiation. I never make it too far.
At least you tried. Listen, all I'm saying is, do you really, really believe that she's doing good? Like, I mean, do you feel it in your gut? Or is something else telling you otherwise?
I want to believe, but
Not want.
I mean,
You know.
I know she deals with, some of the bad guys, but I mean, at least she's kind of keeping a thumb on them. Like, if she wasn't, making deals with them, I mean, this is what she's told me. She wasn't making deals with them. They just run around and just do whatever the hell they want. At least this way, she has some kind of control over them, I guess. I don't know.
Listen, all I'm saying is, I can't guarantee that stuff won't go down if certain things come to light about Saffron. But I couldn't live with the thought of us having to duke it out or something happening to you.
I'd never take a swing at you. You're the only family I've really got. And even after all this time, no matter what we've been through or where we've been, I ain't ever forgetting that.
And you see that where, Ash is trying to hold back the milky film that's forming. I feel the same way. I wanted everybody to have a better life if we made it out. And I just don't want you being dragged down with her mess. And it's gonna get messy. I know it. And I know you know it too. So just know you have an option.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, well. Some people trust River. The ones that I hear talking don't like the way things are going. She's the deputy and people look up to her. She's a straight arrow. But Saffron has a hold on so many of the people, filling their pockets, filling their stomachs, giving them power. It's a pretty even fight. I don't know who would come out on top. I don't know. I won't raise a hand against you. And
We agree.
during this conversation, not Pawn. Pawn's not here. Sorry. So Sugar, you were making your way over to the inn to try to find
River.
Okay. So you actually, because you have seen her, you know of her. She does have a sort of a reputation. And you can see her. She is coming out of the inn, and it looks like she's heading over to Kaylee's shop. As she's crossing the road, and you see her.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop right in front of her.
Excuse me. Can I help you with something?
Yeah, River. Right. Can I call you River? Deputy River? What's the appropriate title for you?
Deputy River will do. Seen you a time or two.
Sadly, normally, had I had the time, I would just simply use some charm, enjoy the conversation, and show you that you'd have the greatest night possible with me. But we're going to skip that entire portion and just, I want to ask you something. Because people find it hard to...
My type, if you're trying to hit on me,
No. Tell me, River, what is it that you desire most?
Are you pulling a Lucifer on me right now?
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm using my hidden talent of just ultra charm and luck to just a disarming gaze, if you will.
Go ahead and roll me a charisma, speech charisma.
Oh, it's almost like that's my only good skill.
I know.
That's 4 successes.
Oh, Lord. I mean, I'm living my life. I'm doing what I like to do. As a ranger, I'm helping people, making some kind of life for myself out here in this shit place. Helping people where I can.
But are you truly helping people the right way? The way that the Desert Rangers should?
I mean, if I had my way, I'd be running it, or somebody else, anybody else. Oh.
So I'm going to ask you again, River, what is it that you truly desire?
Wouldn't mind if Saffron was out of the picture, but I ain't doing anything illegal. I'm not gonna take her out. People look up to her and respect her, and I gotta abide by the law just like everybody else. Even she sometimes is above it. So.
All right. So when the time comes, when people need a leader, you'll have your opportunity, and let's just call it a favor. You have a good day, and Sugar will walk towards Saffron's office.
All right. You're going to the end. Where are we going?
So I'm going to Saffron's office now. All I need to do was I went to the inn to talk to find River. I found River. I did what I needed to do.
Okay. So River is going to make her way into Kaylee's shop. Not cutting over to Saffron just yet, but so all of this is happening kind of simultaneously. So in the shop, while this conversation between Ash and Malcolm is happening, River and Sugar has stopped River from coming in. River comes in. Hey, Kaylee. Hey, y'all. You've seen Malcolm anywhere?
Oh yeah, he's how's Simon, by the way? Can I ask you how Simon's doing?
He asked me that earlier about you.
Did he did? Really?
Yeah, I mean, he might have mentioned not knowing if you had been back yet from your scrap run, and if I had needed to go find you, but
so wait, you're saying he was worried about me?
Yeah.
A little. I mean, not that that's important.
I mean, he talks about you more than anybody else, I guess, but my brother, that's weird. I don't want to talk about that.
Sorry, it's just it doesn't matter. What did you want to know? Sorry, you asked me something. I just completely I forgot.
Well, I'm glad to see you're back. I'll let him know you made it back all right. Malcolm, you see him?
Yeah, I am counting his caps. It's a lot this month, isn't it? It really didn't used to be like this, did it? Where it's with the high, but you know, I know you know.
Yeah, well, I'm not in charge of the prices. It's bullshit if you ask me, but I'm only the
anyway, let me just why do you need him right now?
Oh, no, I mean, I can't take that. That's his job. But yeah, I hadn't seen him. I was walking around and then he just like disappeared. Usually I see him, but yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah, I should get back, but I'll tell Simon that you made it back in town, and
yeah, tell him stop by.
Yeah, cool. You and my brother. Great. All right.
It's not so bad, right? I'm
not. Yeah, you could. Yeah, no, you're cool. I like you. At least he's not hooking up with Saffron. So yeah. No, I'll tell him.
I mean, it's not like there's any hooking up. I mean, it's no, there's nothing. There's nothing. And that's fine. But
right.
Anyway, yeah, when he comes back, I'll tell him that you were looking for him because I do still need to pay him.
Right. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, cool. All right, well, you too? And she's just like waves at Tipper and Marcus before leaving.
Tipper's like, she's posing in front of the curtain, like
like nothing to see back here, like
leaning in front of the door, like the door jamb, like so that's
so she walks out of the room, she leaves, shuts the door behind her, and you the three of you are left alone in the room.
It was really
I can't
close.
believe he was asking about me.
Yes, that's the important thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the important takeaway for that conversation. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should interrupt that or not, so I just sort of sent her off. I hope that was
you did good. You did good. Give them
You
time
did good.
Yeah.
Although, you may have given her one clue without realizing it. You said, I'll let you know if he comes back. That means she knows that he's already been here.
That is true. I did say that.
But I think she distracted him enough with the Simon talk.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I think that was close, but I think it was good. Are they still back there talking?
Plan's still working.
Yeah, you can hear the mumbled voices from behind the curtain. And right now we're going to go ahead, before we cut over, we're going to go ahead and take our mid-show break, just a few minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes. So please enter Saffron in the chat, and you will be entered into our mid-show break to win these beautiful 1020 polyhedrals that you can get from Mithril Armory. So enter Saffron in the chat, and we will draw a winner when we get back from our break. So see y'all soon.
ready.
You're not ready.
Uh-oh. Ready. You ready?
So, welcome back. So before the break, we saw the Wastelanders had made their way back after Tipper and Ash had an emotional talk, a girl-to-girl chat about why Ash is who she is, her origin story, some might say. It answered a lot of questions for those of you who know Ash, and Tipper too, who is a synth, a robot. So after resting the rest of the night, they were able to make their way back to the Desert Rangers headquarters, where they bump into Kaylee, who has been out on a scrapping mission and is coming back. Then you all ran into Malcolm, aka Lefty, who was going around and collecting rent for everybody in Fort Stockton for Saffron, the leader of the Desert Rangers. Lefty and Ash have a little conversation. River is approached by Sugar, told that a change might be coming in the winds and she should get ready because she might be the leader soon. She comes in trying to look for, River goes into the Kaylee's shop looking for Malcolm. Kaylee makes small talk about her brother, River's brother. Little crush going on there. But is able to distract her long enough to get her out of the shop so that Ash and Lefty can continue their conversation in private. They also sell several of their items that they had looted from the raiders in the camp that they had just taken over a couple days prior. And then Peggy goes to talk with Saffron, with Sugar only a few minutes behind. And if you all will just enter Saffron in the chat, you can be entered into our mid-show giveaway, and I will pull that up now and pick a winner. Let me find that. All right, and let's see, giveaways. All right, so we will be rolling it in 3, 2, and wait. And 1. Oh, it's not doing it. Had it up. All right. Why isn't it rolling it? It's not rolling it. Okay, if you'll enter Saffron in the chat, I will get through this scene and we will draw a winner at the end of this, at the end of the show. Sorry about that. For some reason it's not. Yeah, so enter Saffron in the chat. We will draw it at the end of the show. Sorry about that. I don't know why the keyword's not working. Saffron. So, all right. So Peggy, as you are walking through the streets of Fort Stockton, you are approaching the Desert Rangers headquarters. You can see that the porch has patches of 2x4 and timber where the porch had been burnt previously by some unknown arsons, but it has been patched here and there. You can still see a little bit of scorch marks here and there on the boards that were not replaced because they were not badly damaged. And you make your way into the office of Saffron. The door is wide open. There's breeze coming in. She has a window open in the back. But she's sitting in her chair.
There's the door behind me. And I take a seat and put my feet up on the desk.
Well, how do you do too? Alone now?
Currently. Well, I left a couple of them back up that way. It seemed a little more efficient.
You were able to take care of Big John, was it? Y'all were looking for?
Yeah, no, apparently we did manage to wipe out that whole fucking camp, by the way. That's pretty nice, gotta tell you. Big John, on the other hand, took off in some power armor on a motorcycle. did come to find out, apparently he's, as far as raiders go, apparently he's a bit soft, so. But not a darn one of them lived to finish telling anybody else that. I do have a handful of their fingers if you need evidence. I'll be more than welcome of any caps you want to fork over for them, but
Well,
I feel like that one's going to be a bit longer.
well, the bounty was for Big John, and you didn't deliver on him, but I suspect if he's soft, did you say, that his people will take care of him for me, so.
For you. It's a bit odd phrasing, isn't it?
Well, there's a bounty on his head, and if you can't get him, and he's not necessarily raiding the way he should, then you might find a tombstone sooner than later.
Yeah. I will let you know, some of them raiders are Gabby.
That you said you killed all of them.
Yeah, I said they didn't get to walk away. I didn't say they didn't talk, but yeah, one of them kept running their mouth about how he's soft and whatever else, and then we killed her. There's a pack of ghouls out there too, so that was an interesting one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well.
Peggy will take her hat off and set it on the desk. Did I ever tell you that's my daddy's hat?
I don't believe you ever did.
Yeah, that's the one he wore the day of my wedding.
All right. I didn't know you were a married woman.
I'm not.
All right.
I was going to do my best to not ask you, but you know, the day we met, my wedding day, y'all sure did show up real quick.
Well, you know, we were out looking into some raider activity, so just kind of led us to your place. I'm assuming it was your place.
Sure was.
I mean, yeah, we just been in the area.
There's nothing but desert all the way around my family home.
Well, like I said, we were tracking down a group of raiders and just happened to be there around the same time. So guess we didn't catch them in time. Most of them were dead.
You remember who killed him?
Well, didn't really find any survivors that were willing to talk, but I don't know, it's just, you weren't there, or you weren't there for long enough for us to talk to you.
No, I wasn't. Because there weren't any survivors.
Well, a few.
Excuse me?
Do you want a drink? I think we could use a drink. Would you go get me a bottle over there? It's in the cabinet. Got some glasses over there.
Peggy will get up and walk over to that cabinet.
Sugar, about this time you start walking up the steps. And you can hear Saffron and Peggy talking inside. Peggy, you open the liquor cabinet, and there are various types of bottles. And there's some vodka, there's some just different types of rum and whatnot. There's some beers. Yeah, the one, how about we get that one all the way in the back? The one with the gold label on it. And instantly you push around the bottles, and instantly you see exactly which bottle she's talking about. A bottle that is very, very familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's your family's label. It is a bottle of Dos Jaimes. Yeah, that one. Why don't you pour us a glass of that?
How new does it look?
It looks like it's been in there for a while. It's not open. It's got a little dust on it. It was in the back.
Where'd you get this? As she pours 2 glasses and takes a seat back down at the desk.
Oh, well. I procure all different kinds of alcohol here and there. Picked this one up from some friends. Haven't opened it.
Friends.
And Sugar, you open the door and see Peggy.
Sugar does not.
You do not.
Sugar leans against the door, listening, anxious.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you know they were coming?
Listen.
Do you know who they were? Past tense.
Did I know who your family was?
Any of
Just podunk, alcohol, distillery farmers, for all I knew. It's nothing personal. I had to get in my position of power somehow. You know what it's like, being a strong woman out in this place. It's nothing
Did you
personal.
send him?
Out.
Did you send Charlie to my house?
No, I didn't send them. That was all their idea, but
They.
well, you know, men can be easily persuaded, you know. And I wanted my seat at the head of the table, and I procured it by making a few deals here and there, and they wanted what you had, and I said that I would make sure that we didn't get in their way.
I just want to make a point that Lady has been sent to go get River.
Do you know what? Do you know what they did to my family that day?
Well, I couldn't say. The next thing I know, the place is engulfed in flames. And
Yeah, that was me.
oh, you.
If you'd seen the charred corpses out front, that was my family. My mom, my daddy, and my uncle, and my mama, and my sisters. The fire in the house, that was me. After what Charlie did to me. So I killed him. That was my doing. And now you're sitting here in front of me thinking you can tell me you had something to do with that. And I take a sip of the tequila.
Now listen, I didn't have anything directly to do with it. I didn't kill your family. I just
Didn't do your job.
got it. In the grand scheme of things, it's just, I mean, you wouldn't be the woman that you are today with your family holding you back. You should be thanking me.
They did nothing but build me up. Everything I am is because of what they taught me. We're at a bit of an impasse.
So we are.
Um,
You're in my town.
I am. I am in your town. How alone do you think you are in this town? Do you think people like you?
I own this town. I own this county. Hell, with the Desert Rangers, I plan on owning the whole Texas Commonwealth. It's just a matter of time.
Is that so? And Peggy will flip her off, and there is a ring sitting on her finger that looks an awful lot like a pin from a grenade. As Peggy holds her hand on the desk holding the grenade and is just sitting there with it. I mean, it's not armed, but the pin is gone. So it would appear we're at a bit of an impasse.
You know, if you set that off, you'll die too.
Honey, I've been waiting to go back to my family for a long time.
And from underneath the desk, you can hear a click, as if somebody pulling back the trigger, or the hammer, rather, on a gun. Well,
My
As
head
far as-
lets go of this.
well, I'm a faster shot, I'm sure, than you are at pulling a pin out of a grenade.
The door
Right.
opens. Excuse me. Saffron, how you doing?
Hello, can you get your friend under control, please?
Oh, sweetie, no. See, the problem is you just confessed to being corrupt as hell.
I'm not corrupt. I'm running this place the best way. If there was no structure, if there were people letting these raider gangs run around and cause destruction and rip each other apart, it would be a lot worse than what I have going on right now. I tell them what they can't do. They clear it with me.
And you get paid from that, right?
Well, with protection comes a cost. And Lady has made her way over to River, who is very confused about this. It's kind of like looking at the dog like,
And Lady knows, pull on a pant leg until the person's ready to follow.
you had Lady out with you.
When I met River first.
Okay. She won't shoot the dog.
That's fair.
To make sure. I was like, oh no. But yeah, she recognized, so that's fine. Okay.
I didn't realize River was a bitch. Jesus. shoot a dog that just comes up and grabs your
dog.
pant leg.
A dog has tried to start barking and yipping and like protecting her. But okay, fine. So yeah, you all from outside, you can hear Lady's familiar bark, like barking and yipping, and it's, I mean, you recognize it because it's coming from a ghoul dog. It has a very distinct sound to it, but
Yeah,
you can hear that from outside.
And Lady does not bark very often, if at all.
So I would say that Kaylee, Ash, Tipper, Marcus, you all can hear Lady outside barking, and if you open the door and look, she's like taking River's pant leg and like, dang it.
Saffron, let me ask you something. You said there were survivors. You telling me somebody survived in that house?
And she kind of like leans back and looks a little bit more confident and relaxed. Well, if you pull that pin, I guess you'll never know.
How about you tell me what I want to know? Maybe I won't pull the pin.
I think I'll hold on to my secrets.
And Sugar's just getting closer, like,
Charlie's dead, right?
Maybe. But if he's not, I may be the only person that knows where he is. And
The
if you
hell?
kill me, Marcus is going to have so many unanswered questions. You know, I can see it in his face. Every time he looks at me, he wants to rip me apart, but he doesn't have the balls to do it. I own him just like I own everybody else. When you have information and you have control over the people that do bad things, you have power.
Has
You
Sugar
let
made it
those
to the table?
fuckers.
Do what?
Has Sugar made it close enough to the table to be like within arm's reach of at least Peggy?
Yeah, you're close enough to Peggy.
Are you telling me you let those fuckers run our distillery?
I mean, that's what they wanted. And I didn't see any harm in letting them have it as long as, you know, I got a cut of the profits. And unfortunately, that didn't last long when it was engulfed in flames, you're doing. So now nobody gets to enjoy it.
No. Takes another sip. Died along with my daddy. And my uncle. And my goddamn sisters. You know they were 12?
Like I
No,
said,
my mama made this dress for me on my wedding day. Only to find out, of course, it was all a ploy. And now you're gonna tell me that son of a bitch. You might just prove useful.
it's not my fault you trusted a man.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Well, I find this impasse to be as exciting as it is. Maybe it's best if we lay down the arms a bit, and then Sugar will pull out their guitar.
You have got to be kidding me.
Does.
What are you going to do, bore me to death?
No, I mean, even someone as cold as you enjoys music, right?
Well, depends.
And I mean, you have quite the situation rolling around. And I've learned that the best way to get ahead in life is to be where the power sits. And we'll start strumming.
And outside, did you all went outside when you heard Kaylee, or when you heard
Lady.
dog
Yes.
lady?
Before that happens, when if Malcolm is making a move to try to go outside, basically, after they made that agreement, he might have turned, but she still holds like basically like where it's like holding the forearm, because that's how they kind of shook on things, and she's holding on like even tighter. Not just me. You gotta promise me nothing happens to the people I came into town with.
If you care about him that much, they must be something special. I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can for you.
Just don't lay a hand on them.
I won't.
And then
If they
Ash releases.
get hurt, won't be by my hand.
Marcus will tell Kaylee that you might want to stay inside. There's a high likelihood for violence.
Yeah, I guess I'll just stay inside then. That sounds like a great idea. Maybe I'll just close up shop. Should I board the windows? Do I have time?
Maybe I might want to avoid the windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Kaylee. There's a dog out there like biting on my sister. Do you know what that's about?
Oh, maybe Simon.
Hi, Simon. No, I don't know the dog. No, what? There's a dog. Hi.
You ever seen anything like this? Look at this thing.
And she glances at the dog and then like stares right back at Simon. Yeah, so weird. How are you?
I can't complain. I'm glad you made it back okay. I was worried, a little bit about you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you don't need to worry about me. I've done it a million times, But I mean, if you want to worry about me, you could, just come in. Why don't you come in?
Okay.
Like,
he looks around. Everything okay? What's going on?
Just some out-of-towners bringing in scrap.
Oh.
Well timed, because rent, man. Rent time, so.
Yeah, man, can you believe that? They even me, like,
really?
The doctor, like, why? What am I? I mean, I'm healing people. Why do I have to,
They should be paying you, because I mean, they're who's the most hurt people around here is them, right?
Yeah, I don't question it. It's whatever. Feel safe. So.
That's true. It's a safe town here, right? No impending violence that I know about.
Simon, Kaylee was just mentioning about maybe closing up early. Maybe you could help her with that.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'd like that.
You would? Great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, because there's so much inventory to take in between my hall and their hall, and so I just thought I'd close up and just put some big sheets of metal in front of the windows while I, to make space to count everything.
I could go grab us some food. I can go get us.
No, why don't you stay here? We don't need food. I mean, not yet. Maybe later.
Oh.
I like glance at them and I'm like.
Much later, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, I have some snacks from the road still, and I didn't eat, because that's delicious.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Sure.
Count stuff and board up the windows.
Does he have his doctor's bag with him?
He does have a little to-go kit.
Good.
Kind of. It's not necessarily a full bag, but he always has like a little supply kit, like almost a fanny pack type situation going on, that he always has on hand in case of emergencies. But not
Pawn got bested by someone else who wears a fanny pack.
It's not necessary. It's like one of those man. Well, I mean, I guess
I think that was what's going to hurt the most.
A merce?
A merce. Yeah, close enough.
We'll leave you guys to it.
Yeah, but if we just lift up this big sheet of metal up from over here and then we just fade away to block out the shop.
We've never secured it up this tight. How are we going to get out?
Oh, well, we'll just move it back when we're done counting.
Okay. Yeah, and he sits down with you and starts helping you board up the shop. Not asking
We're just putting some slabs. We're not like, knocking it. We're just putting some things in front of other things, moving them around.
Okay. So outside, you do see River following Lady back to over in the direction of the headquarters, and you don't see Sugar anywhere. You don't see Peggy anywhere outside.
Where's Peggy, Marcus? Weren't you watching her?
No, I was inside with you, Tipper.
That's right.
Well, Well, I imagine is the door open?
No.
Alright.
Sugar
Well,
closed it
At
after.
the
Sugar did not close it.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Peggy closed it. It's open now, and Peggy is sitting there with her hand on a desk.
I imagine she's in there where the dog's barking.
Who's in there? Who's Peggy? The bounty hunter. She's in. Should I be worried?
This is River.
No, River is ahead of you, following.
Okay.
This is Malcolm. He is outside. He has walked outside with.
You should be ready.
Listen, just remember what you promised. And then you see like a look where it's like basically like, it's her communicating. This is life or death right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't renege on this promise. Like, it's all written all over her face.
No, Malcolm, I'm not sure what all Ash told you because we definitely weren't listening in, but maybe it's just best if you went down to Anara's and had yourself something to eat.
Yeah.
You trying to get rid of him?
You know,
Yeah.
I need him.
Yes, I am, Tipper.
Oh, sorry.
I've got an obligation to this town. If something happens, there's children, there's kids.
Well,
and-
perhaps you can grab a few of the other rangers and round them up and get them off the streets.
Yeah,
I'll handle what's
Tell 'em.
happening over there.
We'll do our best to keep it contained to her office over there. But if your obligation's truly to this town, maybe you should get a few hands together and get everyone cleared off the street.
what am I supposed to tell them? They're not just gonna be like,
If they're anything like you, and they know what Saffron's have any inkling what she's been up to, and I think deep down a lot of you do, I don't think they're going to argue too much.
like I told Ash, not everybody's on our side.
Well, then
She's got
don't talk to the one. Don't get help from them. Get help from the ones you know have the town's best interest at heart. But do it fast.
all right.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
And he will, with his left arm, like just grab your forearm again, and just kind of give you a nod. Squeeze your arm. All right. Okay. And he will head off in a different direction.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if this Saffron woman, she may have a lot of people who are against the way she does things, but I bet you there are just as many people who support her and her tyranny.
I
don't
put
think
caps
I can,
on it.
I don't think I can correct you.
That's a first, Marcus.
Okay, Tipper. Perhaps we could talk about this later.
What are y'all making your way there? What are y'all doing? What's the plan?
We're following Lady and River. Aren't we back to where?
River's very close to going inside.
Walk a little faster.
Hurry up.
Inside, Sugar, you have pulled out your guitar.
And I started strumming already.
I hear music.
Things must be going well.
Saffron. Now,
That's one way to think of it.
huh? Are you lying to me? Are you just trying to get me to not blow you the hell up by telling me that dickweed is still alive somewhere? God, he's gotta look ugly as sin because I left his ass on fire.
Like I said, if you do anything to me, you'll never know.
Can I tell if she's bullshitting me?
You do a perception with probably either barter or speech.
Okay, I will do speech. Okay. Woo! It's a 1 and a 2.
It's a critical
So-
success.
One of them is a critical success. So technically, yeah, because it's not a tag skill. But it is, yeah. So that's a 1 and a 2. So one of them is a critical. So it's the 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
She seems to be cool as a cucumber, knows what she's talking about. She seems confident that she has information that you need, and she's the only one that can give it to you. She's got that demeanor about her. She doesn't seem shaky in her words to you, like they might be false, like she's just trying to cover her ass. She seems confident that she's got you checkmate right now.
And Sugar's gonna plug the guitar into his amp Pip-Boy to amplify the music.
One more question. If I don't blow you the hell up, are you gonna tell me any of this shit anyways? I know
Maybe.
you don't do anything without a trade. I ain't got nothing you need.
Don't you?
I'd like to activate my Pip-Boy.
What is that?
It will play the holotape of the conversation that Saffron was admitting to being a shitty person.
Oh my gosh.
I love you.
And behind you, here, a lady comes prancing up the burnt steps of the Desert Rangers headquarters with River behind her, kind of looking around, kind of confused, and the
Confession.
I didn't get an answer. What do I have that you supposedly ignore them? They're not part. This is an A and B conversation. You're so
Well.
confident.
I was hoping we could work out a deal.
I would
would
say it's off the table.
The information that you want, I'd give up a few people. Wouldn't hurt my operation, but I do need a few things done that I can't ask a normal courier or any of my people to do, obviously. River.
As I strum, playing back the holotape of Saffron's greatest hits.
Will you turn that off?
Write that down for me.
As the music keeps playing, her admitting that she works with the Raiders.
Write down what you need. Let's look at these terms.
If you get him to turn that off.
Sugar baby, do me a quick favor. I can't hear myself think.
Turns the amp down a bit, but still Saffron. I'm just making rhythm to Saffron's sweet bullshit.
River is now standing behind Sugar, looking very confused. She has her hand on her hip. Thank you so much for the raid, Coral. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by. But River has her hand on her hip, on her gun, and kind of like starts backing up not out of the room, but kind of back to the wall close by the door.
It is not a secret that Peggy has a grenade in her hand on the table. that is still out on the open. Like, she's still got that sitting there.
Saffron, what the hell's going on in here?
We're talking.
Yeah, I can see that. And behind the lot of you can hear this recording playing of Saffron talking. You can hear the confrontation going on inside.
Question, is it loud enough where Malcolm, aka Lefty, would have heard?
Oh yeah, no, my amp is powerful.
Well, I mean, but there's the hustle and bustle of the town, and although it's not a big settlement, I would say maybe not. He might have heard like something, but it's muffled, especially since he's frantically trying to get people.
But we heard because we were moving forward. Got it.
Yes.
Cool. Ash will
Waiting for
pick
those
a
turns.
pace.
My hand's getting real tired.
Yeah, as the amp is turned down ever so slightly.
And how do I know you're not going to double cross me with this?
There's only one person in this world I currently want dead more than you.
All right. Well, there is a shipment of chems that needs to get from point A to point B being a stadium outside of Dallas. It's kind of a far trek. Lots of raiders, some that I employ, some not. Other things in between here and there, but I need to get those chems to them so that I can get a payment and secure a deal that I have going on. So if you can do that, so you can get them there, maybe I'll give you some information.
No, no. See, this is the whole thing. Because how do I know you're not going to double cross me? Right now, this is an all-win situation. I go do this shit. I don't kill you now. The shipment doesn't go through. That sucks for you, but I'm dead and no skin off your back. And you see, I got a problem with that. See, that's where I start having problems with this whole get together. I need a little bit of something so I can help you, or we've got to come up with a better arrangement. Because I also got to tell you, frankly, after my massive hangover from 2 nights ago, I don't have a whole lot of motivation to keep going from here. So.
And just from inside the doorway, she can see Ash and Tipper. Marcus, you're there too?
He was heading that way, yes. I probably doesn't walk quite as fast as Ash, but he was moving his little legs as fast as they could go.
I got a team that can do it.
Yeah, and I just out of curiosity, River is still inside this room, right?
She is, and she's just very confused, just assessing the situation.
Sugar does speak up. I just want to confirm, River, you believe you can run things better?
Well, yeah. I mean.
Well, then today is your lucky day. Sugar punches Saffron.
And with that, we are going to call it for tonight.
Look at Marcus's face.
So I thought you weren't gonna fuck me, and you waited to the last second to fuck me.
So we will have to see what happens and what goes down. Not this week, but the next week, because this following week, so on the 26th, we do have a special side story one-shot that is related to the campaign. So it's going to be, we've got a lot of great guests coming on for that. Yes, it's going to be very exciting. You don't want to miss that. Giving the players a little bit of a break, a little bit of downtime, and a lot of suspense leading up to, oh crap, what's about to happen as Sugar is trying to punch Saffron in the face. Now that everybody has entered Saffron in the chat, we will draw the giveaway. We'll roll it this time. And ready, and 3, 2, 1. We've got a winner. Oh, our guest of honor, Lizzie, you have won the giveaway.
Let me know
No
how you do.
way!
Perfect. Congratulations. There's no way for me to like fudge that. Like that was a legit It drew it. So
Awesome.
congratulations. Yeah, so if you contact Danny in the Discord, we will get you a set of the 10 Hedrils sent out to you. There's so much
Yay!
watching. Let's go around the room and meet all the amazing players one last time. Ash, take it away.
Okay, I'm Utahime. You can find me at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, and Brianna DeCosta on Twitter. And again, you can catch me not this upcoming Monday, but the following Monday when we're back. Obviously here at the Initiative Order for Vault at 6:30 p.m. You can catch me on the In Crowd. At the In Crowd's Twitch channel for Lady Death Squad every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. But again, I'm not going to be on this week, but the following. And every other Sunday here on the Initiative Order for Evermore Tales at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And again, we're doing a little like every other week. So not this one, the following. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, again, follow me on the socials if you want to see all the other things that I do, including the cosplay and streaming. And thank you guys so much for joining us in the Wasteland.
All right, Sugar Cyrus, punching a woman.
I'm an equal opportunity. See, I believe everyone deserves to get punched. Everyone deserves
And here
to
I
get
thought
punched.
I was the only one bashing in faces.
Sugar has a little bit of a
So
power to do that.
surprised.
Sugar is known to not hurt anybody, and Sugar's like, nah, not this one though. This one.
She wasn't expecting Sugar to go with a haymaker, so I'm just saying.
No.
When we come
That
back,
means
it's
that Sugar heard all of that.
all of it. So, oh hey, it's Jay Casual Campbell. You can find me on all social media at casual_Campbell, Twitch Casual Campbell, and you'll be able to see me again this Friday on the Initiative Order for the opening day of Jaspers Game Day, the weekend, where I'm doing Adventurers Wanted, where I will be doing the another streamed playtest of my own personal 5e compatible Deep Breath, which is set in a retro-futuristic high fantasy setting of Harayeth, which is inspired by anime, shonen, manga. It's going to be full of amazing stuff. We have classes inspired by Super Saiyans, Full Metal Alchemist, Bleach. We even have races designed to allow you to turn into Titans, much like Attack on Titan, and many other features that bring everything you love about anime and manga to one location and 5e compatible. And we just got our official new logo design.
I see that. Yeah.
Yay! Look at you.
So like big things are coming with that. So tune in for that Friday, because as soon as that's
Nice.
over, we'll be a few weeks away from unleashing the alpha playtest for people to have their own copy to experience deep breath, exhale excitement.
Nice.
And back at the shop, Kaylee and Simon have just boarded up.
Ooh.
Somebody rocking, knocking them boots.
Oh.
Simon,
You know how you said
Simon,
it'd been a minute? Not anymore.
the truth is, Simon, I am. It's not just moving around equipment to count. That's not the real reason that I boarded up the shop windows.
What?
The truth is,
Boot, scooting, boot.
she takes a step closer. Well, the truth is, I've just been in love with you since you moved to this town, and I just really, really wanted to spend time alone with you. And this just is like a ridiculous way to do it, but.
Oh, Kaylee,
That's
And
a
he
psycho
will-
move.
step in closer to you, and it is
This is
quite
what I
dark
needed.
now with the windows boarded up.
Mhm.
I was hoping that you would see that.
Yeah.
And he
Somebody-
encourages
That was the closure I needed.
Crazy
Lock the
Joe.
door and turn the
Hey
lights
everybody,
Lights
I'm Lizzie
down low.
Donahue. It has been a pleasure to guest
Alright.
today. A real pleasure. And I'm so glad that got invited to join you. I very much enjoyed watching the drama. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Lizzie L. I'll be back on this channel next week for Jaspers Game Day. And you can also find me on Casual Campbell's channel for Volcania. Thanks for having me.
All right, and we got Peggy Sue James.
Do we? We don't know how long that's gonna be. She might be a ghost floaty.
You're like, what is it, Yosemite Sam? Barmy.
So, Taryn Hackett, also known as Balrook on Instagram and Twitter. sometimes Twitter. I am a TTRPG streamer, performer, whatever person, creative human, and a dice maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice. And if you want to specifically follow my dice ventures, that's UO_dice on Instagram. I do have a Ko-fi where you can just send me some love because you love me. My shop is on there. I got a couple sets in the shop. I also have a setup to where you can donate monthly at different tiers and basically get a set of dice without having to fork it all up front, because dice can be expensive, especially the artisan kind, which I love making. So apart from being here every Monday and torturing myself and playing with grenades, I am also on Casual Campbell's channel on this next Sunday, maybe one more. Being a cat mutant with a Scottish accent in Utahime. I love her to death.
Death.
Yeah, I know. Starting in August, over on DM Screenings channel, there's a new project coming out, and we have our like preface prologues. That's what they're called, prologue of our characters for that D&D campaign that will be starting up in August. So keep an eye out for that because it's going to be so much fun. We have an amazing cast and an amazing DM. So that's going to be super cool. And also in August, there are spoopy things coming to the surface as well, and we will be getting announcements for that soon in the next couple of weeks. So do keep an eye out for that because I cannot wait to scare the pants off of my players.
Spoopy.
And we got Marcus Cole, Mr. Marcus.
Hey, I am Justin. I play the Slinger of Guns, Marcus Cole. I guess in 2 weeks you'll find as Marcus gets as close as he's ever gotten to finding some answers, to see it once again slip through his fingers, and we'll see how much drinking and drugs he can do before his liver and other organs give out. So join on that journey. Thanks, Sugar.
Marcus. I got you. It's all part of Sugar's plan. Sugar actually has plans.
All right, and
somebody does.
Oh my god. Hi everybody, I'm Alicia Marie. Alicia Marie Body on socials. I'm a costume maker and cosplayer and RPG performer. I love everything about this game. We have so much fun. I play Tipper, who's a synth artificer who, like, there's just something she wants. She wants to fight Marcus at some point. She's not sure why and how it's gonna happen, but maybe if she could, it's like she has a love-hate relationship with him or something. I'm kind of leaning into it. I don't know.
The love-hate relationship that Mark is not aware of.
Yeah, Marcus is completely clueless to it, yeah.
Yeah, for no reason.
Is this something we can talk about later, Tipper?
Yeah, it seemed like a legit question at the time. Seems like some RL stuff coming into the crossing over here.
This is for the Joey thing, okay? No, this week I have a couple games. I have a game on Wednesday on the Glass Cannon Network, which is going to be, it's like game 2 of, it's a Marvel RPG and it's low rent Avengers. So we're like these budget superheroes and they have horrific, they're like terrible. Their powers are the worst. I don't know what happened there. It was ridiculous. So Wednesday we have an episode, and then on Saturday I have Gary Con game at 5 p.m. on Gary Con Live on Twitch, and I'm playing the Founders and Legends with a bunch of we're playing epic level DVD. Luke Gygax is playing, Joe Manganiello is playing, Deborah Ann Wall's playing, Tom Morello, Ron Matthews, and Mike Mears is Mike Morello is DMing. And we're playing it's gonna be pretty wicked. So it's epic level because we're playing like level like 18, 20 stuff. So it's gonna be pretty badass, and that's Saturday night.
Okay. The moment I saw, because y'all, if y'all don't follow her on the Instagram, you're dumb. That's all there is to it. But I saw that announcement went out, and I was just like,
star eyes.
Yeah, I was like, well, it's Tom. Are you kidding me? I was just like, hard eyes, and then like panic, and I was like, oh my god, yeah. No, it's amazing. Go follow her. She does cool shit.
Yes. And we do, and my name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram, stiletto DM on Twitter. And We do have Jaspers Game Weekend coming up this weekend. There are tons of games going out. You can follow us on our Instagram, on the Initiative Order Instagram, to find out more about how you can donate, possibly raffle or win the raffle to get a seat on one of the games, stuff like that. So we've got a lot of exciting things going on with that. So please check out our Instagram for more information on that. Yeah, and stay tuned next week for our very special one-shot, where we've got some special guests that we will be announcing later this week for a special Fallout one-shot. So I guess until next time, we will see you in the wasteland.
I'm going to be internally screaming for 2 weeks.